2019 MX-5.
On a jet plane, told me she won't be back again. And Talullah is her name. But I got this thing, girl, I wanted to say to you, Talullah, I'm still missing you.
Thank you for joining me today to find out what is it like for a person who has never owned a car with a manual transmission. As we have read and heard, those who last an MX-5 have never driven one. It is true because it is a car that is hard to dislike. The colour Sol Red is a $500 option which I didn't really have a choice because this was the last example on sale. First off, at least for me, is to get used to the signal stop on the right side, and everything else is pretty much straightforward, nothing too unconventional. Ride is especially graceful for a sports car, steering is nicely weighted, clutch is light, and there's a good amount of soundproofing for a convertible. This is not for everyone, but I like living within practicality, makes the car that bit more special. The main advantages over last year's car is a power bump, a higher redline, telescopic steering wheel, and a louder exhaust. If you're already having an ND, there's really no need for an upgrade unless those qualities mean a lot to you. I am thoroughly impressed by features like blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, rear cross traffic alert, autonomous braking, road sign recognition, and a reversing camera to be in an MX-5. Though not needed, they are nice to have. So is it as good as what has been said? Yes, it drives and feels like what's been said on the internet, and the experience is further amplified when the roof comes off with no flex felt in the chassis. As a bonus, you come home with as much fuel before setting off. Truth be told, I wasn't too sure having taken the MX-5 home because I didn't approach it the right way, as I imagine it to be somewhat like a Porsche Boxster. Having driven 3,000 kilometers, there are some things that you might not like. Exhaust pipe look like taking weight saving a little too far. Some tips certainly wouldn't hurt. What I don't like is mostly here. The infotainment is not quick to respond, definition is okay, and the satellite navigation takes forever to load. I'm around 168 cm, not tall by any measure, and yet my knees graze the dash on the regular, which might be a problem for many people. Also, the targa roof is impossible to see out of the left shoulder. Locking and unlocking with this little black button is a thing of precision. Wing mirrors have a different focal length, which takes some getting used to, and that's about it. If it's any consolation, it is a coupe where people will not take you as a douchebag. I've been approached multiple times by a more mature crowd telling me how much they like the RF. One went to the extent to even stop my car just to get his message across. Something you wouldn't get in a Mercedes-Benz, would you? Speakers are alright, phone calls are good, and over the years the ND seems to have lost a CD player. Sitting position is ace, and the gearbox is an industry benchmark, and what has been said about them are really true. The knob is on the smaller side compared to something like an i30N, which causes sleep during gear changes, but that could be due to my hand being on the larger side. However, if you don't plan to master the dark arts of a manual transmission, or that you do a lot of city driving, you don't have to have one, because the automatic is perfectly fine. What's more, an automatic is better on gas and a lot faster if you're not used to driving a manual. I used to be in a camp where I think an MX-5 or GT86 must come in a manual transmission, but it really comes down to how you use it. If it's your only car, have the automatic, but if it's your second or third, let's pitch in to save the manuals. If you have to have an automatic, consider the 370Z as it comes with an LSD unlike an MX-5. When cars are ever so homogenized, I think Mazda deserves some credit in modernizing an old-school roadster. Give those who are too tall or wide a break, as for those who fit, we should be extra happy because these cars are made for us. Furthermore, the folding roof, although a car park trick, is mesmerizing when in action. Back to the beginning, would I have another car with a manual transmission? Yeah, why not, especially when there's more than one car in the garage. All in all, the MX-5 is a brilliant car to broaden your driving abilities, and it does so in such a cost-effective measure. Till the next one, bye bye.